Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Titans of Altera, a 5th edition actual play podcast for gamers of all ages. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table on Discord, we have
Down.
Delvin.
Winnie.
Relnor.
All right, and just to recap for anybody who's been listening the last several episodes, we are recording these remotely, and I'm recording them directly from Discord. So our audio is not the same as it was when we were all sitting around a table in the same room and using nice microphones, but the adventure is continuing, and we're the same people.
Yeah.
So,
You know what? Last time. Yeah, and
don't even. That was false, everyone.
That was good.
It was completely
really
false.
He's good at antagonizing.
yes, I
One
am.
of his top 5 Gallup strengths.
Literal lifetime of practice.
So anyway, we're getting really close probably to the end of season 2. Season 2 may end abruptly depending on when our baby comes. We'll see if we can get to a stopping point, but whatever happens. So
Yep.
we're grateful that everybody's listening and along for the ride, because it is 100% a ride. And I can't wait to see where it goes. So, without further ado, we are in the District of Law. You guys successfully used some magically printed certificates of guildmanship to get past one of the worst clerical guards that have ever been. Bob, whatever his name was, we're going to let that live in the past. And in whatever
But
wars...
not worst as in most strict, just worst in
Right.
he's literally the worst.
in the wars that will follow, he may not survive. So, but anyway, you guys find yourselves in the District of Law. Currently, it is, I believe it is kind of early day, if I remember correctly. And so there's some general movement about, not a ton. In the District of Law, they're up pretty late at night, so there's actually there's quite a few less dwarven guards in this district. It's a lot more more of like what you would maybe consider to be like the educated sphere. So these are people who are more learned. There's a school. There like a university type school for clerics and people who are studying any type of priesthood. There used to be temples to each of the gods, but currently they've all kind of been converted, and
Bunch of softies. We could fight through these guys easy.
so I will say you do see the occasional armored individual, like someone who might be considered a paladin wearing similar armor to your boy Podge.
Yeah, boy.
But for the most part, you guys are able to move throughout the District of Law unimpeded. Because you've gotten here lawfully, like everyone's pretty confident, and it's kind of the risk of being prideful and overly confident is if someone's in the District of Law and no one's making a hubbub about them, then they're good to move around. So what are you can see the High Inquisitor's Tower off to the left. I assume you guys make your way there. I would like for everyone to roll me just a general perception check.
D20?
Yes. With your perception modifier.
Natty 20.
10.
Not even joking. I can take a screenshot.
Okay.
13.
6.
I got 20.
10.
Okay.
20.
So the only person who catches something, as you guys are kind of making your way through the streets toward the High Inquisitor's Tower, Dalphin, some passers-by who are walking in the same direction for a little while before turning off on a different corner, you catch them saying something about an experiment happening this morning, something about Cypress Cantor,
Ooh.
and they said as soon as the light hits the gem, and that was kind of the kind of garbledygook you got out of it.
Experiment, Cypress Cantor, when the light hits the gem.
Mm-hmm.
I turn on my communique, walkie-talkie, head walkie-talkies,
Yeah.
and I relay what I overheard to the rest of the group.
Okay. So yeah, you guys could chat in your comms basically if you wanted to. Your
Sure.
Oh, that sounds
psych-
that sounds bad. That sounds real bad, Dalton.
I just say that I related. You guys all heard it.
Yeah.
That sounds real bad, Dalton. I don't know. That can't be good, right?
That Cypress is one of the guys we got to kill, right?
Yeah.
So as you guys are moving towards the High Inquisitor's Tower, it's a very large structure. So even though it seems kind of small, maybe thin from a distance, it's actually quite large. Like it's not as wide as the command center in Lestrade, the command building, but it's not so small that it can't fit several different corridors and rooms within each floor. And as you guys approach, you're able to enter the front gates fairly easily. There's no real like guards there. It's more of an open hall at the very base level here. As you're stepping in, let me roll let's see here, there's 4 of you. I'm gonna roll a d4 real quick. Okay, so as you guys are stepping in, Relnor, a thin fellow in long flowing robes bumps into you and drops his books on the ground and says, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry."
No, it's okay. I would like to reach to help him pick up the books and then also try to see the titles of the books.
So, one of the books is titled "Eternal Theory" by Vadric Scepter.
That's a good name, Josh.
Thank you. I'm gonna
I can
waste
tell
it.
by
I'm
your
gonna
face
waste it
that
on
was
books.
You can tell by your face you were coming up with that one.
Yeah. Another one, the big one is just it's runes and how to read them. Let's see here, and then there's 2 tomes of a series. They're kind of brownish colored with gold inscriptions, and they're labeled Book 1 and Book 2 of the Lost Order.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna make a
and this
mental
guy's
note.
got little tiny glasses. He's just kind of like fixing them, and he's got a very short-cut hair, clean-shaven face. And he says, I'm so sorry, excuse me. And he picks the books up. He says, I'm so clumsy. He looks at one of the, like, kind of paladin guards standing near the doorways, and he just goes, he's even apologizing to them. He's just like, so sorry, everyone, so sorry. He puts the books back in his satchel.
So I want to make a mental note of those book names and ask Joan about them later.
Okay.
Who was that?
Familiar.
And he kind of quickly walks off briskly, pulling his kind of robes to himself and just kind of places to go.
We don't recognize him or anything, right? He's somebody new.
No, you don't recognize him.
Okay.
Do we know what Cypress Cantor looks like?
So there's a lot of movement happening. Dalvin, roll me a history check. Because you would be the only person who would have actually had seen him, had a chance to see him, I suppose.
Oh, for realsies?
Yeah, when you leapt over everybody to get into the keep.
Oh, that's right.
Back during the chaos. But I want you to roll a history check.
3. I get a +0 to history, and I rolled a 12.
Okay, you don't remember Cypress Cantor.
No.
Person.
What's that?
That's a new person to me.
So, I'm not saying that was Cypress Cantor, but I'm saying you don't remember what he looks like. So,
Yeah.
he could have been the guard at the door for all you know.
Looks like Cypress Cantor wouldn't be apologizing to the paladins around, like, "Oh, sorry, I dropped my books." Ooh.
That's what they want you to think.
So, throughout this hall, there are clerics and priests and a few paladins kind of moving about, discussing stuff, handing books over. There are plenty of other kind of clerical individuals that aren't wearing like priestly robes, and maybe like 1 or maybe 2 dwarves in total. But it's a fairly full lower floor. It's very large, very open. Imagine like a big library, like Library of Congress. Maybe not that big, but like close.
Does the Library of Congress books?
Yes.
Oh. Sorry.
All right. So I'm sorry. That's kind of what it is, right? Like it's books.
I don't know. Can you get a library card to the Library of Congress and check them out, or what do you do?
Yes, you can actually.
For realsies?
Mm-hmm.
They got all the books in the world there?
Not all the books in the world. No, absolutely not.
No.
I don't know how you made that mental leap, but no.
Like supposed to record everything? Is that what they do, or is that something else?
No, that's NASA.
Well, so I've actually never been, but Kelsey and Aaron have been, haven't you guys? Eric, have you been to the Library of Congress?
We at least walked by it when we were in DC, didn't we, Aaron?
Yeah.
Mom and I went inside. I don't know if you guys did or not. I don't remember.
I've been to DC 3 times, and I can't tell you for sure if any of those times I actually went into the... I know I've been in the National Archives building, but I don't know if that's the same or not.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
That does.
I bought my
What?
Alexander Hamilton finger puppet from the Library of Congress.
Yes, that's right. What's his name, man?
Such a prestigious item to get from such a prestigious place.
A finger puppet, yes.
The best.
Founding Fathers.
I absolutely love it, guys. I've never actually been in the Library of Congress, so part of me was laughing because I don't know that I could actually have answered Ricky because I can't say definitively what is in the Library of Congress. But
I've been on their website way more than I've been anywhere near.
Certain there are books. In this great hall there are books, but there are also tomes, kind of just like square cubbies with scrolled big things of parchment kind of tucked away in them. There is a kind of small kiosk at kind of the middle. That's kind of it's circular, and it has several different individuals working within it as they're kind of like answering questions, giving people like a slip for stuff, and there are several spiral staircases that lead up to higher levels. But all that you can see of this floor is more or less like a big giant library.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
very excited, and I would like to stay here.
Joan, you are aware that there are certain individuals with those kind of scarf things like you've got.
Yes.
That are specifically denote like who could be kind of a cleric that could kind of lead people around. They're kind of
yes.
They help steward the library.
I say to the group, should we get a tour
of the prisons in the library?
Yeah, I think that we could say that we were interested in a tour of the library and maybe get a better idea of the layout of this building.
Interesting.
I have a question.
To Josh or in game?
Yes. Oh. Josh, why is the library's name Stewart?
What?
Why?
Stewart the library.
Steward.
Oh, sorry, Stewart. Why is the library's name Steward?
Eric, I feel like your jokes have gotten worse since you've been stuck at home for so long.
I'll have you know I let 3 puns go already. So. This is what you get.
Listeners missed Josh's silent grimace in response to that.
Eric, that's very punfortunate. So let's continue. What do you guys choose to do? Do you look for somebody, or you want to split up and look around, or do you want to kind of just move in a group and see if you can find something yourself? Do you want to tour? Do you want to talk to someone?
I'm just along for the ride.
I like the tour idea.
I like the tour idea too, mostly because it was my idea.
Those are the best. So the ones that are our own. So you can approach the kiosk. That'd be the place to go. Or you could grab a random helper walking around. Do you approach the kiosk, grab a random helper?
Kiosk.
Okay. So you approach the kiosk, and there is a small gnome woman behind the kiosk, and she has big old glasses on, and her hair's pulled up into a tight bun, and she seems to be kind of scribbling away at some documents as she's kind of then stamping something and moving aside and scribbling away. And without even looking up at you guys, as you approach, before you say anything, she says, "Yes?"
Hello, we are looking for someone to give us a tour.
A tour? You wish to look at at what we have to offer here in the High Inquisitor's library, yes?
Yes, and the architecture. We're very interested in the architecture of the building.
That's wonderful! I happen to be one of the foremost scholars on all there is to know about the High Inquisitor's Tower. You may call me Judy Lee Wiu.
Judy Lee Wiu?
Yep.
You were doing so well. What happened?
I thought Judy was great. And then I remembered that I named that other gnome who became one of the high captains, Tweelia, and I thought maybe I'll do a name like that.
Wiu.
Wait,
And Wiu came out.
What?
Yep.
is Lee her middle name, or is it like Lee Yu is her last name, or is it
Please
Judy
follow
Lee?
me into the library. And she steps out from the desk. You could just call me Judy. And so,
Does she have a name tag?
no.
Oh, dang.
We can move on from the name. She says, "Now there is much to see, and we have tomes and literature on about anything you could imagine. We are in the Merchants District after all, and there are guilds everywhere. So, what would you find folks like to see first? Would you like to see magic? Would you like to see war and history? Would you like to see the tales of the White Lord and his great royal followers? We also have all of the workings and dealings of Cypress Cantor, as well as the accomplishments of our High Cleric Harold Twinstepped, archived themselves."
Magic.
In my head, I say, I say Cypress Cantor to everyone else.
The arcane arts it is. And so she just turns around, starts walking that way, and she keeps talking to herself. And whether you guys keep up or follow is kind of up to you. So she continues to walk and going on and on about the library. She talks about these arches and how they were designed by this person who came up with them in this way. And she says, and this here was part of Elven architecture that was brought over by some of those from Fairhaven. And then and she eventually gets, and here we have the magical archive. And she opens up this door, this big wood door, and it kind of moves aside, and she kind of has to shove it aside with both her hands. It opens up in this big giant room, and you see a sparkling light fly over the ceiling, and there are several groups of mages in there conducting magical spells and all these different things, and several of them are like even doing fire spells, and which may seem concerning. And
Whoa.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
she says, "Never you mind. This room is warded by elder magic from the ancient days. It actually helps protect and keep this place a place of magical practice. So most arcane arts done within this room are benign. You can practice and learn without the fear of harming or losing limbs."
Wow.
That's fascinating.
Wait, so like no one can
So
die?
fancy.
Oh no. People can always die in any room in this tower, but in here it is less likely to occur through acts of the arcane. Now, are any of you practicers of the craft yourselves?
Indeed. For the purposes of tinkering.
Oh, very well. I can see you are of the classical gnome, engaging in tinkering type works.
Oh, sorry.
Do you hail from the island
Oh,
itself?
sorry.
A long, long time ago, my family came from there, I believe, but we've lost our family records.
Ah, I see. Well, never you mind. She says, "Are you a practitioner of abjuration, conjuration, transmutation, evocation?"
Evocation. I use particularly heat and cold to work metal.
Oh, how fascinating! Oh, that's a wonderful, wonderful use of your craft. Well, over here you'll see we have a complete section dedicated to the art of evocation, where you can peruse all sorts of books and learned histories by the mages from throughout Altera. And she just continues to kind of explain stuff and express things as you guys kind of walk throughout the library. Is there anything you guys want to be looking for in particular as she's kind of leading you on this tour?
Prisoners.
Yeah, Joan asked about architecture of the tower, and that's what I want to know too.
Okay. So let's have everybody roll me a perception check. And we'll wait for Kels to get all these in.
Can I tell you what I'm looking for before I roll?
Yeah.
I'm looking for guards, movement of guards, like goings and comings, because that might tell us where prisoners are being.
Where prisoners are being kept?
Yeah, if we see where the guards are coming and going from, that may give us a hint as to where the prisoners are.
Okay. So let's say this: as you guys are stepping into that kind of the magical arts area, you do notice. Well, okay, every rolling perception check. I'm not going to give you information until we roll. I got to remember we're playing D&D. Hold on, let's go one at a time. Dolphin.
Modded 20.
Okay. Relnor.
9.
Winnie.
21.
And Joan.
I'm 16. I'm a grandmother.
All right, so Dolphin and Winnie, as you guys are moving into this kind of the wing of the library that's specifically dedicated to magic, you do catch sight of what seems to be like kind of a side door to a hallway that a very shady looking cleric with his hood up kind of steps over to and looks left and right and then goes into. And it's just a small, not really decorated door. It's very plain. There's no windows on it, no markings. Unassuming is the right word, yeah. So you guys notice that on your way into it's just outside of the magical area. And then she continues to talk about the building and the architecture.
Excuse me. I raise my hand.
Yes?
Learned lady, what's in that door? What books are in there?
Judy, please.
Oh, sorry, Judy Lee Wee-oo.
Yes, indeed. What books are in where?
That door over there. I point to the door which we saw.
She kind of like steps out and puts her head around the corner and looks at it and she goes, "Oh, never you mind that. That's nothing." And then she just turns around and keeps walking the other way. And she says, "You may notice that from the inside, the room seems bigger than it is, but the truth is that the library only takes up 3/3 of the first floor. The rest is dedicated to the cleric himself."
3/3.
3/4. 3/4. 3/4.
3/4. That's different than 1.
100%.
You may think this takes up the whole thing. It only takes up 3/3. The fourth third.
If you think that, you're correct.
Hey, Eric, I made cookies. Don't worry, I only ate 3/3 of them.
Wonderful.
Oh my goodness.
In my brain walkie-talkie, I say, "There's definitely something behind that door."
Yep.
So
Shady guy.
So she says, quickly, we must go. She claps her hands. There's only 3 more hours left in the tour. And then she gestures you guys to come down a hallway with her and continues to talk and point at some of the different books and arches.
Dolphin audibly groans, even though he's trying to repress it.
Do you guys continue following?
When he just goes, down.
You're
Do we leave early?
I don't want to, but if Relnor wants us to.
What time of day is it?
We could probably say it's probably like somewhere around like 8 or 9 in the morning.
For a rescue mission.
So we could spare 3 hours, right?
I don't know. It depends on what state we find them in when we find them.
Yeah, something gem, something ceremony ritual thing. So experiment it was.
Hopefully they're not the ones being experimented upon.
When he perks up and she like draws a little like tinkered watch thing out of her pouch and she goes, "Oh no, Relnor, we're going to miss our meeting."
Oh, that late already?
Yeah, I can't believe how fast time has gone. This tour has been so lovely. It just flew by.
Do you try and say
say
that loud enough to get the librarian's attention, or are you just saying that to Relnor out loud?
Oh no, I'm saying that super loud so that she can hear.
Yeah. Duty for your time.
And she goes, "You're not going to continue the tour?"
Oh, we'll be back.
We'll have to be back to finish it, yes.
Oh, well, I won't be here later today. I was so looking forward to walking you through it all. Well, perhaps another time.
When will you be working again, Judy?
I work every morning here in the library.
Until noon?
Until I die.
No.
Oh, you mean during the day? Yes.
Each day.
Just the mornings. Oh, goodness me. Oh, goodness, oh my. Well, you have a wonderful time. You seem like a very interesting youths, and I would very much enjoy to show you around the library any morning you wish.
Judy, might we linger in the what's your magic, Winnie? Enchanting? What is it?
Evocation.
May we linger in the evocation section and learn some tricks of the trade?
Oh, you may linger wherever a door is opened to you within the High Inquisitor's Tower.
I nod, and on the inside I'm going...
And then she just she bids you guys good day, nods her head, and briskly walks back to the to the kiosk.
So once she's out of earshot, I'm gonna I tell everybody, don't feel too bad for her, because if that didn't work, I was gonna accidentally knock over a bookshelf so that she'd have to clean out.
You can use the head walkie-talkie.
Yeah, but we're all standing next to each other. If there's nobody else around, there's no reason to.
Oh, you just said you waited till she was out of earshot. I thought it was funny. Yeah.
That takes like 10 seconds.
Even his mind is polite. All right. So what do you guys do now? You can move throughout.
We gotta go to our meeting. We gotta go to our meeting.
Behind that door.
Yeah, she said any doors that are opened for us, we're welcome in. So
you guys will be welcome.
That is particularly a shut door, but you guys want to try.
But I bet it will become open. Winky, winky face.
Say the word and I'll cause a ruckus.
I think that's actually like more uncomfortable when you're not winking while saying it.
I just had to.
I see.
Can I sleight of hand try the doorknob, see if it's unlocked?
Yeah. So you kind of roll me a stealth check to see if you're doing it. If you're checking stealthily.
10.
It is locked.
Ooh.
You walk over and try it, and it is locked.
I'm keeping an eye out. I'm like nonchalantly looking around. Yeah.
We have lockpicks.
Do we?
Yeah, remember she made 4 for each of you.
Yep.
Who can actually use lockpicks?
Anybody. None of us are proficient.
That would indeed be a sleight of hand, though, if you wanted to try and pick the lock.
Okay, I'm going to try to pick the lock then.
We all stand sort of like between him and the kiosk. Yes.
All right, everyone, roll me. The rest of you roll me a stealth check while Relnor does his slight.
Oh, I'm so stealthy. This will be great.
13.
22.
Oh well, natural 20. So it was great.
Oh.
Okay. We'll say Dolphin and Joan do a good job of kind of either redirecting or
Standing.
distributing attention away from what's going on. And Relnor 15 is just enough to unlock the door, so you hear a small little click, and you can open it now.
Nice.
Go.
We'll open the door slightly, and I guess I'll slip in.
Okay. So you can kind of step in. It is a very nondescript hallway with very bare lighting. The walls are just plain and bland like the door. And down the hall, there is another door straight ahead.
All right. Are we all going?
We're all going, right, Relnor?
Yeah, I think so. So let's walk up. Who's best at stealth?
Me.
Probably Dal.
He is pretty good at stealth.
Okay, Delphin, do you want to try the next door?
Sure.
See if it's unlocked.
How many doors are there? Just one?
Just
one
one,
other door?
one straight ahead. Yep.
I'm going to sneak up to it, and I'm going to jiggle the handle.
All right. You jiggle the handle. It is unlocked.
I quietly open it and quietly open it.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand for that quietly opening.
Oh,
I quietly open it and I quietly open it.
Well, one quietly open was for the handle, and one was for the hinging of the door.
We all saw that in the video, but nobody's gonna see that. They're just gonna hear you repeat yourself.
I got the 17 for sleight of hand.
Okay, yeah, you're able to open it very quietly without any creaking. And beyond is a stairwell, a kind of spiral staircase. Sorry, what?
Up or down?
Up.
I said, guys, we got a stairwell going up.
Well, let's go.
Woohoo!
Should we all stealth?
Yeah,
you know what? Actually, let's make it one of those. Here, let me retcon that. You open the door, and it's like one of those fire escape stairwells that you find like in a big building. No, like one of the ones like where it's got a up and a down stair, and there's like
center of a
what's that?
Outside. Yeah,
like on the outside of like of a building where it's like very bare and minimal. Yeah, like a parking garage kind of, and there's just kind of that stepping area where you can step out onto it, the level area that leads to staircases that go up and staircases that go down.
Okay.
Yeah, where would they keep prisoners? Up or down? Probably down, right?
Well, the staircase initially only went up.
I feel like for some reason we know that they're up.
I just wanted to give you guys options.
I think I remember going.
Would Joan have like anything in her memory that, from like reading about the other orders?
Roll me
it's a tower.
Roll me a history check.
Okay.
Joan.
They don't normally
15.
keep prisoners. It's like white order.
15. So you seem to remember that like a lot of the cleric and priest stuff is upwards, and some of what the Inquisitors do is below.
Shady bit.
But you do know that the offices of the High Inquisitor are up as well. So it's kind of it's more like there's your understanding is that much of the Inquisitor's work is below, but the Inquisitors are also clerics, so they do engage in things above.
Are we going after Cyprus? Or are we going after Davi and who's the other guy we were rescuing? Justin.
Davi and Justin first, I think.
I think that means we go down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said the Inquisitor's work is down.
Yep.
So we go down.
Well, let's all stealth. I rolled a 15.
Okay.
Another stealth roll?
Yep.
Natural 20 again, baby.
Holy cannoli!
Wow.
Hey, where'd Joan go?
Woman I've ever seen.
Non-natty 20.
Oh, I'm gonna use a luck point.
Everyone rolled really
yes.
well.
We're back in it.
I got 11.
Oh gosh, everyone
That's-
rolled amazing except for
that's-
Dolphin this time.
That's funny.
Wow. Okay, so
My best roll.
so as you guys make your way down these stairs, Dolphin trips and he has a little fall. He's able to right himself, but he does let out a little like wah!
I didn't critically fail.
No, you didn't critically fail, but you weren't sneaky.
That's true.
So
You walk it like-
I don't have you taking any damage or incurring any kind of action. It's just that you let out a little squeak. You weren't sneaky. So you guys go down that. It's kind of 2 flights down, and you get to another door that's very similar to this one, and the stairs continue to go down.
Sheesh.
Take the
check the
door.
door?
Okay.
Keep going down.
I say we keep going.
We got to check the doors, right? Because what if they're in there?
Oh, you mean there's
Yeah,
a door?
but we could run in.
We could run to soldiers anyway.
That's valid.
Like if we pass them up, we're going to be in just as much trouble.
Hey, Penny.
Oh, Penny
I say we
kind of. It takes a little moment, but a little yellow, like kind of like light, kind of almost bubbles up from your shoulder. There, Winnie, and she goes, "Oh, hello, Winnie.
Hi. Can I ask you to be sneaky again?
I love being sneaky. Be happy to
Okay.
help."
Let's see. Can you make it through the door without us opening it, or do we have to open the door?
I could do that.
Okay. Let us know what's on the other side.
Oh, we got our own reconnaissance ghost.
Okie
That's
dokie.
awesome.
And she kind of like rubs her hands together and then like wiggles her butt as she kind of like then swoops through the crack of the door. And
When she goes, I turn to everybody and I go, "This is how I met Valisol the first time."
Oh, I can't wait to see who we're going to meet this time.
and she zips back out and she says, "Winnie, it's just a bunch of people, old people writing down on pages with pens.
Oh, okay.
Hard pass.
Scribes.
Seem kind of boring.
That sounds like fun. No, it
No,
sounds
down.
like fun.
No, down, no.
Poor Joe. What a life she must have.
Nobody has the same fun as me.
So you guys can continue downwards, and we'll just let the stealth rolls that you made kind of keep rolling for the continuation of however far you want to go down.
Good. I'm glad we're sticking with those rolls.
Do
But
you?
yeah, Dolphin keeps tripping every like 8 step.
Roll a 22.
So we'll do you guys want to go down to the next door that's the same and check it?
Yeah, if there's no prisoners in there, we can keep going.
I will say
Yes.
after you go down this floor, you can tell just very easily that the next floor is the absolute bottom of this stairwell. So there's this door and another one down there.
Come on.
So Penny you want Penny to do the same?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at her and go, "You want to check one more time?"
Okay. And I'm gonna actually have her roll
That is so nice that you can do that, Woody.
a stealth here.
I don't know if that was the DM's intent with this character, but it just works out really well.
Okay, she rolled a really good
Cool.
stealth.
Why
After
would- An invisible ghost.
it actually takes a while before she comes back, and so it's kind of quiet for a little bit and sitting there waiting, and then she pops her head out and she goes, "There's one of the stewards in here. He almost saw me."
Oh, wait, I can't hear it.
He could see you?
Almost. Well, I mean, the Valisol could, so couldn't he? I don't know, but I tried not to be seen. I was pretty sneaky though.
I was wondering what a stealth roll.
But it's the one they call Vast.
The white one.
What? The white?
He's talking with one of the clerics in there. Something nasty.
Ooh.
Winnie, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm just hearing like, what? The white one. Ooh.
And that's all. Dolphin's died inside. He's like,
Okay, guys. Penny says Vast is in there. Talking to one of the clerics, she says it's not a good conversation.
Everyone roll me a perception check.
who?
Everyone.
Oh no!
15.
16. I'm a grandmother.
I'm a grandmother.
That's fine.
15.
15's fine.
16.
Okay. You guys all hear one of the doors above you open and then shut.
Precise, y'all.
Down, down, down. Go down, down, down.
So you hear one of the doors above you open and shut, and several footsteps start to walk down the stairwells
Down?
above you. Yeah.
We're at the very bottom, right?
No,
You
we're at
have
this.
one more door below you. Yeah. So there's this one and then one more down below.
Let's go down.
Yeah, down.
Go down. I'm going down. Stealthily.
Real north.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm picturing Winnie like
Yeah.
her feet kind of stepping up and down like, Runner, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? All right, you guys all good to go down to the,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
very bottom of the High Inquisitor's Tower. Okay, so you go down to the bottom door really quickly, and like I said, I'll let those stealth rolls be as is.
Good.
So, Dolphin, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, dear heavens. Okay, hold on. What am I doing? Dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
Do I have like some kind of like something for that or something? No? Okay.
I mean, it's a saving throw, so if you have dexterity, I'm pretty sure you're proficient in dexterity, so
yeah,
gives
I
you
am.
you can add your proficiency, which I believe is 3 at your guys' level.
6 to it.
Yeah. So it's your dex modifier plus proficiency and a d20 roll.
Oh, God. I'm using another luck point.
I thought I was kind of giving you like a win here. You're so dexterous.
But- And I've had some great rolls already. Okay, there we go. 22. I had a 12.
Wow.
Now it's a 22.
Okay, so
There you go.
so as you kind of almost trip again as you're moving down very quickly, you very artfully catch yourself with your hand and quietly cartwheel over the stairwell. And yeah, you guys find yourself at the last door.
I say, ta-da!
Yep. Do you want to check it or do anything, or are you guys going to go straight in?
We gotta go in. There's someone coming.
Yeah, we don't have much of a choice.
Okay, so
Go, go, go.
the door is unlocked, and as you guys move in, you can hear kind of a damp kind of sound. And moving in, you can shut the door. It's much dimmer in here. There's no real simple lighting. There's maybe 1 or 2 places of light, but it's very damp and dark, and you can hear kind of some chains rattling. And as you look around, you can see this seems to be somewhat of a prison system. So there are several kind of cells going along these walls, and then further down there's actual kind of like a sloping kind of like path that has cells along it going down and to the right.
This seems promising.
And there are some.
It does.
There are a few people in each of them. Some of them are asleep. Some of them are fully robed in cleric's garb. Some of them are just different beings and creatures.
Can we like start shouting like Davi, like whisperingly? Davi!
Shouting whisperingly.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Davi!
A yell whisper, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, psst. Are you in here?
And you don't hear any responses.
Justin?
Nothing. Are you guys?
Can I do an
Are you guys
arcana
going to
check?
walk through, or are you going to kind of just stay right there and call around?
Oh, we're here. Might as well walk.
I think we start walking, yeah.
Yeah. As we walk, do I sense any like magical barriers or like dampening or anything? I just want to I want to like assess whether there's spells down here or if it's purely like physical prison.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Non-natural 20.
Okay. You definitely sense there is some kind of wards set on the gates, on like kind of the cells, and so you do notice just through observation that there are a few individuals that seem to be talking to themselves or moving around, but you can't hear them.
Oh.
And it might be fair to assume they can't hear you either. So
yeah. Okay, over comms I go, okay, guys, definitely warding on the gates. I'm starting to think they can't hear us at all.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Should we split up and look, or should we stay together?
I will say, as you kind of go down this sloping path, it does tee off into two directions that also slope down and then continue down.
We still got comms down here, so that's not being dampered.
Oh, that's true.
So we could split up and still stay in communication.
Yeah.
I know Relnor doesn't like splitting up.
Now let's go left. Left?
And I'll go right.
No.
So
we may not have much time.
Who's going left?
We could cover more ground. If
Left.
Relnor, me and you? Dynamic duo going right?
Fortunately, sure.
Unfortunately, sure.
So Dalphin goes walking off on his own to the right, and Relnor begrudgingly says for you guys to keep going to the left, and he'll go keep an eye on Dalphin.
It's my day to watch him. You two go left.
I'm doing like a perky middle-aged woman.
I have bad news for you, Relnor. It's always your day to watch him.
Yeah. I don't know that I agree with that. But.
So as you guys are making your way through the cells, kind of looking around, I would... Winnie, can you roll me a history check real quick?
Yep. Ooh. 20. 21.
21. Okay, as you guys are moving past, you kind of just catch out of the corner of your eye, in one of the cells is one of the old instructors you had during your time in Lestrade, one of the old wizards, who's just kind of like sitting in a cell by himself.
What's his name?
This is Barnaby, the
Bigglebottom?
the Objurer.
Barney the Objurer?
Barnaby.
Barnaby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't look. It's Barnaby the Objurer.
Jeez.
Do you know him?
Yeah, he was one of my teachers.
Oh, wow. Hello,
You know, an
Barnaby.
Abjurer might come in handy.
Okay. What are you proposing?
Plenty of stuff. Should we try and spring him?
What can he do?
An Abjurer?
An Objurer?
Yeah, what do
Defend
they
us?
do?
Abjuration.
Abjurers do defendy spells and things.
They know
Well, first,
And
they know wards more than anything. That's kind of one of their big.
yeah.
why is he in here?
You know, that's a really good question.
Before we go freeing people, let's check.
Josh, he
Is
didn't
there like
seem
a-
a troublemaker or anything.
You remember him being a very kindly old wizard who specifically worked with younger wizards. He wasn't like one of the more skilled of the instructors, but he was a very, very good person as far as you remember him.
Yeah. I don't honestly know why he would end up in a prison cell.
Well, Dobby's in a prison cell, so
Fair point.
yeah.
I put my hand.
If you want to,
Josh, I put my hand on the lock. Do I sense anything that I can do magic-wise with it?
You can sense that the ward kind of around the cell is also on the lock, but if you have the ability to dispel, you could try to do something. Or you could try and use a lockpick on the lock itself.
I feel like there'd be an alarm, like a magical alarm or something.
I know. I have counterspell. But I don't have any dispel magic or anything.
You could still try.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
You could still try and pick the lock if you'd like.
Joan, I'm worried this thing is going to go off.
Okay, then let's save it for why we're here.
One of my cantrips is alarm. Or no, one of my first level spells is alarm, so I'm just going to like cast it right here.
Okay.
In like a sort of like, oh, now some, like, okay. So I turn to Joan and I go, here, now if anybody follows us, we're here. And also maybe I'll remember where to come back to.
Perfect.
Oh, magical red.
Nice. So you guys continue down. Relnor and Dalphin, as you guys are walking down, it's mostly like people you kind of not recognize, but like individuals that look like people from Altera. But then as you guys are kind of rounding a corner with which you guys would then turn and see each other again as the path converges on the other side, you see a rather large creature in one of the cells. It looks to be almost like a giant mushroom person who's got kind of like spores on his body and a big old giant mushroom head and these really fat eyebrows that kind of are over top of little beady eyes and big kind of reddish orangish hands, and he's just kind of sitting there in his cell.
Is that like any creature we've ever seen before?
No.
Relnor, what is that?
Salad topping. I don't know. I, as the DM has just stated, we've never seen it before. So I'm at a loss for what to even respond to you.
I'm talking to you because we're pretending to be other people.
No, I've never seen anyone or anything like it.
So at that point, you guys round the corner on each of your paths, and they converge back into another single path that continues downward.
Guys, we didn't see anything. Well, we did see lots of things. We didn't see anything of Davi and Justin.
We saw a giant mushroom man.
What?
A giant mushroom man.
Okay. That's cool.
Do you know the Mushroom Man?
The Mushroom Man?
The Mushroom
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't know the Mushroom
The
Man.
mushroom man.
Is he down that lane?
Yes.
So as
I want a refund.
So you guys have been fairly like conscientious and stealthy on your way down here, and anybody patrolling these cells is fairly confident of their security. So as you guys are walking down this center path all together again, you do start to hear voices down the path, and right now they're just kind of muffled. You could get a little closer if you want with a stealth to try and hear. You could send someone, or you could just all go. Your call.
This seems like a job for Penny.
That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna ready hold person, and then and the condition is when somebody comes around. If somebody comes around the corner into my sight, I'm gonna cast hold person on them.
Cool.
And then I turn to Penny and I go, "You want to check that out?"
Oh yeah, sure. This place is kind of creepy though.
Oh, be careful. We'll be right behind you.
I'll be brave. And then she kind of like zips off down the path, and it takes her a little bit of time. You can hear the voices talking in the distance. It sounds just kind of like one seems a little like more sneaky and intense, and the other one seems to be kind of fast paced and quick spoken. And after a few moments, she comes back, and she kind of gets back closer to you, and she says, "It's just two people. They're down there at the desk talking about things. There's two doors on the left and the right, and one of the doors looks really mean."
Ooh, mean like how? Like big and scary?
Like dark and evil mean. Like it's really, really mean looking.
Oh, like mean looking.
This one's gonna very
Like, if it had a face, it'd be like this one, and she just makes a face.
Ooh, that is mean. Okay, I'll tell everybody. Guys, there's 2 people at a desk at the end of this hall. There's a door on the left and the door on the right. And she says, was it the right one or the left one? What did she say?
The right one is the mean one, and the left one is not the nice door, but it's not so mean as the other one. And the and she says, and they were talking about somebody that was causing trouble in one of the doors.
Oh, okay.
One of the rooms.
All right. I relate that to my friends, my fellow burglars.
This sounds like our people.
Okay.
That sounds like our people.
Let's, Relnor, are we going to go attack them?
Don't rush them.
Well, I don't know if we have to attack right off the bat, but...
Non-lethal damage? Oh, okay. All right.
Well, Winnie, you stun them, and I'll stun them. You stun one, I'll jump in and stun the other.
Relnor?
You hold person, and I get in there, and I pop, 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 pop. And they'll go...
Does hold person work on multiple people or just one?
No, just one.
As you guys are discussing, you hear one of the voices talk a little louder enough for you to hear, and the voice says, "That's fine. I don't mind taking my time." And then you hear one of the doors shut.
No! Torture! Stop it!
Okay, let's...
There's only one.
Does hold person stop them from talking?
We don't got time!
Yes.
We don't have time!
Yes, it does.
Winnie, we'll open the door. You hold person that person, whoever's in the room.
The one at the desk. Okay.
So, do you need to see them?
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way down until you can see the person at the desk, and it just looks like a simple clerical person. It actually is the guy you guys bumped into at the front entrance with his little glasses. And he's poring over some notes, just looking at his desk. Doesn't even notice you as you approach. Even if you don't sneak, he doesn't look up at you or seem to notice you at all. So you can cast Hold Person, and he'll just be sitting there looking at his books.
Okay. Sorry.
That's you.
Powerful spell.
All right. I cast Hold Person.
Is that a saving throw, or does it just happen? I think it just happens.
He has to succeed on a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Uh-oh, he's probably pretty wise.
All right. You cast it, and you feel like it's successful, and he seems frozen.
Just because people wear glasses doesn't mean they're wise.
That's not true.
That is true.
Okay, so
Josh
As
has
the
a
only
personal
person with
anecdote
glasses
about
in
it.
this chat, I feel a little called out, but okay.
I wore glasses most of my life. So his head's down. He can't see us.
No, he can't.
Perfect.
So I could just hold him and we could like walk around
Yep.
around the back.
He knows he's held. That's kind of one of the effects of
Yep.
Hold Person. Whether you succeed or fail, they realize it's happening to them. But yeah, so he's frozen.
I go, guys, come on! And I like motion over towards the mean door, and I kind of like crab walk, like scooch walk, so that I'm as far away from his vision as possible.
I go towards the other door.
Okay.
I'm going to ready my hand crossbow and I guess open the mean door.
Okay.
I'm going to ready a new electric dagger.
Let's, just for the sake of figuring out who opens what door first, let's all roll initiative.
Oh.
Because there will probably be combat on the other side of one of these, possibly.
18.
12.
Delvin?
5.
18.
Okay. Relnor?
5.
Delvin, 18. Okay. So, Delphin, Joan, who has the better dexterity?
My dexterity.
I'm sure it's Delphin. I have
Okay.
+2.
All right, so Delphin, you're first.
Okay. I'm going to pop open the door like a pop gun.
Okay, do you want to be sneaky, or you just want to? You're gonna go in quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I'm going to open it fast, but not loud, because if there's no one in there, I don't want the other person in the other door to hear it.
Okay, roll me a. We'll do
With the urge.
stealth
stealthy.
check, because this doesn't feel like a slight action. Go ahead and roll me a full-on stealth check.
Word, yo. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, Delphin.
I'm gonna hold on to my. No, it's a crit fail, which means.
You can re-roll it because you're a halfling.
Aw, yeah, dog. 22.
Wow. The amount of times that has saved your tuchus.
I don't know how to not be lucky. If I played any other character, I'd be screwed.
Yes. A halfling is perfect for you, brother. Okay. You're able to quickly swing it open very fast, and you can see in there, Dolphin, really quickly. And I'm just going to say he sees this initially in this moment because you guys were moving towards the other door. So, I'm going to encourage role playing here. Unless you would have turned to look, he was very stealthy. So, in there, Dolphin, you see the hooded guy that you guys noticed sneaking into the door before, which actually I think you were the one who noticed it in particular. And so that guy you saw, that kind of sneaky dude with his hood up, you can see him taking his hood off, and beyond him is Davi, and she has chains on either of her wrists, kind of holding her hands up, and she looks super like just beaten and a little ragged, hanging in that room. It's just her in that room, and it's kind of like she's kind of in the middle of the room a little bit, with the chains kind of holding her up on either end. But your action was the stealth thing. So he doesn't see you or hear you. You're able to open the door and see him, and that was your action.
That was my action?
Mm-hmm.
That means I can still move?
You could.
Okay. I'm going to stealth up right behind him.
Okay. Joan, it is your turn. Where were you at in all this? Had you moved towards one of the doors, or were you standing back?
I had moved toward where I just feel like I need to follow Dolphin because
someone has to watch him.
Yes, not because I respect his leadership, but because I'm concerned.
And
I don't have leadership. I just have mirror.
Okay. All right. All right. So you follow Dolphin, and as he opens the door, you can see everything he saw as he opens it.
Okay. I'm impulsively going to move toward Davi.
Okay. Do you want to roll a stealth check, or are you going to try and attack the guy, or are you going to... What's your plan? 'Cause if you just walk in, you'll probably get noticed.
Yeah. I'm going to try stealth check.
Okay.
Can I just reuse my last two stealth checks?
No.
Repurpose them.
Those are partly how you got here so quietly.
Can you recycle
17.
Okay. That's fully adequate. Like, as far as he knows,
Nice.
the door was shut, so the door opened so stealthily that you moved stealthily enough in not to be noticed.
My goal in life is to have all my roles be fully adequate.
Nice.
Adequate.
Anything else? Anything else in there, Joan? You step in very quietly, moving towards Davi. Yeah, her head's down, so she doesn't see you either.
And there's just one guy?
Yep, just the one guy.
Doable. Okay.
All right, and that brings us to Winnie.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast non-lethal damage, Ray of Frost, at the back of the guy's head to knock him out.
So my main question is, you said you're moving towards the big door. Would you have stopped to watch Dolphin, or would you have continued to move towards the big door?
No,
one has raised the alarm.
Right. I have not seen that yet, but I just know that I'm being sneaky and I need to incapacitate this guy.
The guy at the desk, or the guy...
Concentration. And it lasts a minute.
What's that?
Hold person is concentration, and it only lasts a minute, so I gotta decide what I'm doing with him.
You're the guy at the desk.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I meant, was the guy that I'm holding, I'm gonna shoot Ray of Frost at him just to, knock him out.
Okie doke.
Like a slap upside the back of the head.
All right, roll for it. Does he roll, or do you roll?
I roll.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. 6 to hit.
That is a miss.
No, 7 to hit. But yeah, never mind. Okay.
How does that? Hang on a second. How does that interact with hold person?
Wouldn't he be at disadvantage or something?
Yes, he would. You would have advantage. That's correct.
Okay, so I roll again.
Yep.
Oh, that's better. Non-natural 20.
Oh yeah,
So
that's a hit.
I'm assuming that's a hit.
Yep.
It's the incapacitated little guy at the desk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it's 7 damage, non-lethal.
Okay, so you like as the ray of frost hits him, you see the hold person kind of release, and then his forehead smacks into the book in front of him, and then he kind of just like falls limp like this, like he just kind of falls backwards after his head hits the desk.
Like a recoil, boom, and then backwards. Okay.
But it does make a loud snap, at which point the guy in there is made aware of something. So, but it's not his turn yet. Relnor.
Yes. So there hasn't been any noise from the other room, right?
None. They've been super, super stealthy. So unless you were looking in there or following them, you wouldn't see Davi or the guy.
Let me... So I guess I would... Oh, man. I don't want to do what I was going to do.
What were you going to do?
I will stealth open the scary door.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
Is that a Futurama reference or a Simpsons reference?
Futurama.
The scary door. It's their Twilight Zone. Yeah, the scary.
Super stealthy 10. So you open the door with a big creak, and
we're killing it, Relnor. Our way to go.
And in there, Relnor, is you see it's a super ornate room. Just even the little bit that you've gone in, just by opening the door, you kind of feel almost like a level of like just oppression in the air. And there's a single chair, just a simple chair in the middle of the room. The rest of the room as well has this kind of like dark, kind of jagged design on the walls, and sitting there in the middle of the room is the individual you would recognize as Justin, and he's sitting there looking at you with kind of wide eyes, but he's not moving.
Do I have anything left on this turn?
The stealth was your action. You can do a bonus action or free actions or any of that other stuff.
I'm gonna move up to him, and I guess can I bonus action either say his name or try to wake him up a little bit, or
you could say his name. I would say that's fair.
Okay, yeah. So I'll move up to him and be like, Justin.
And before he has time to respond, this cloaked individual is going to turn around due to the noise caused by the face hitting the book. And
sorry.
As he turns around, he sees Dalphin and Joan. Dalphin right in front of him, and Dalphin, you can see that his eyes are completely filled with black, and they have jagged lines kind of etching out of them along the rest of his face. And he says, "You're not welcome here." And we're going to wait till the next episode to figure out what happens next.
I knew it.
And we are going to record another episode, so that is not the potential end of the season. So we will we'll continue. Thanks everyone so much for listening. What's that?
Kelsey, is the baby still holding tight?
Only have like a couple contractions a day, so we're fine.
Jackson Hick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Darnold and Cranston. But we're close. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening and for being part of this adventure with us. As always, I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, our fantastic players are
John,
Delphin.
Winnie!
Relnor.
Thanks, everybody.